Tonight at 11, after the fire. At a moment's notice, firefighters are called to handle some of our worst nightmares.
And tonight, Shelby Danielson investigates the rarely talked about relationship between firefighters and PTSD.
I knew exactly what I wanted to do my whole life.
The real push was 9/11.
Every kid aspires to one day be that ultimate fireman.
They are the real-life versions of superheroes. Their goal? To rescue.
You hear about them. Hey, this one, he's having issues, he's having problems. Next thing you know, they're gone.
But a hero's job is never easy.
We all feel it when a brother kills themselves because we could see how that could go. A person could go that direction.
A study conducted in 2017 found 103 firefighters died by suicide that year. 93 died in the line of duty. But researchers believe only 40% of firefighter suicides are formally reported, which means it would have been twice that number. More recent studies echo those findings, saying firefighter suicides greatly outnumber deaths on the job and suggest symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder have a direct correlation.
Oh, thank Jesus. Thank you, God.
For decades, PTSD in a first responder was never equated with PTSD in a soldier, even though the Department of Defense used to train service members with Jacksonville firefighters to experience what a battlefield would be like.
They were sending their medics here to be exposed to gunshot wounds and the things they were doing. Right then, it ought to have been a clue.
Sometimes it feels exactly like a battlefield.
I remember hearing somebody over my shoulder said, "My God, it's like being back in Nam."
Philip Eddins, now a retired battalion chief, vividly recalls working the GMAC mass shooting in 1990.
We're the first in at the Bay Meadows massacre, and the captain that made the decisions I saw him age 10 years in a year making that, and it still goes with you.
With more than 30 years on the job, Eddins experienced his fair share of traumatic events, including the death of his friend and comrade, Lieutenant Joseph Stitchway.
May 25th of this year, 40 years ago, he fell to his death. We were together in a barge fire downtown.
For Rick Carlson, it's the smallest victims who bring the biggest heartache.
For me personally, it usually involves small children.
Some memories are too difficult to talk about.
I would like people to understand that things aren't always the way they appear. And if I had to use one example, I'll have to pass for a minute.
Carlson says they often try to deal with their emotions by talking or even joking about something unrelated, and because that's been perceived poorly in the past, he wants to set the record straight.
Do you think anyone was laughing at a kid dying? This is how they deal with it.
We see it like a wave.
For Chuck Baldwin, it's not just one incident, but the repetition of incidents.
Now, I don't think that the normal person walking down the street thinks about death all the time. We see it all the time.
Firefighter Association President Randy Wise says a single moment can linger a lifetime.
Walking into a room and seeing, 6, 7, 8 people shot, dead, having to make those decisions. Who are you going to treat? I mean, you're literally pronouncing people dead so you can get to the people that are viable to save.
There's a reason these firefighters want to speak out.
I think the older generation was suck it up buttercup. That's a term that they used to use.
They hope to inspire a new generation of firefighters to be open and honest.
We like to say, I got your back. And it's true, we did. We got each other's back. No matter what, we got it.
Shelby Danielson with photojournalist Nick Marone, First Coast News on your side.
Wow. The Association of Firefighters now offers peer support classes, and just last year, lawmakers passed a bill covering PTSD for firefighters under workman's comp. But it requires that they meet certain qualifications. And all 4 men who you just heard from believe that more needs to be done. And they're asking that lawmakers continue to fight for their long-term health and their well-being. And we owe so much to all of the firefighters who every day risk their lives to protect us all.
No doubt about it. I'm speechless after that story.
Very powerful story.